Hey, what's up, everyone? Hope you're having a great Monday and a great start to your week. I've got one question for you. If someone was to paint a portrait of your life, who would you choose to be the artist? What kind of art would it be? And so if you imagine like your life, who you are, your daily life, put inside of a frame, what would the colors be? Would it be chromatic? Who would do the painting? That's the question. And so when it comes to art, there is, I mean, maybe you're the type that needs like a Norman Rockwell, or you're a Salvador Dali. And I mean, I can't, the difference between the greatest artists that we know and that are adorning all these museums across the world, their art is so different. And so there's something special about each piece that they do. And so think about what is the difference between Vincent van Gogh and let's say Pablo Picasso, right? What's the difference between those two paintings? Two very different styles, right? Both of them, great artists. I'm not a big Picasso fan, but there are people out there that will pay millions of dollars to have that because he was very specific in his paintings, and so people appreciate that. They appreciate his style, and it's something that just can't be replicated by anybody else. And so, as famous as a painter as he was, and as people may try to create their own pieces that are inspired by his art, they don't come off to be exact copies of what it was that he tried to do and what he did. So the same difference comes into play when we're talking about hiring a web designer. Of course, you knew I was going to turn around and come back to this, right? So if you were to take your brand, your company, and you're going to hire somebody to create a website, this is going to be the portal where people go through to find information about your business, about everything that you do, what you're about, and what your plans are for the future. And so you're trusting all that into the hands of one person. And so, with that said, each web designer is just as different as each artist is. And so if maybe you're the Van Gogh type, do you like the squiggly lines? Does that explain your company? Does that fit? Or are you more of Norman Rockwell, sort of impressionism? Do you want realism? Do you want a little bit of edgy style, or something that's just, something that's new age? Or maybe you want something that's classic or rustic, and something that's just a mix of all these. And so it's very important to consider all that when you're looking into hiring a web designer. And so if you're hiring, obviously, if you're hiring us, you need to make sure that what we've created before sort of matches your style. Like, you can see where we're going with this. And so don't get me wrong, because some of the greatest movies have come out of the most unlikely directors, right? And so I'm a big Marvel fan, and so I wouldn't... People that have directed horror movies, I can't remember what the guy's name is, but he directed the Doctor Strange movie, one of my favorite Marvel movies, right? But anything he did before then was all horror movies, stuff I never even would have watched. But I love the Doctor Strange movie. And somebody gave him a chance, and it worked out. So, just saying, if you see an inkling of some sort of potential in work that a web designer's already done that you like, that you think that's a good fit for you, then go for it. Invest in it. And so I completely understand if that's not us, but for many out there, it is us. And so we're a better fit for you than maybe the designer down the road, or the designer in Wisconsin, or the one in New York, or the one in Europe that's trying to get you to employ them. So just keep that in mind. It is just a little tip to let you know about web design. Who you choose to design your website matters. It's not a blanket. You know what I mean? You can't just throw it out there like web design is just everybody that does web design. That's not true. Every single one of them is an individual artist, and you need to keep that in mind, that they may not be the best fit, but there's somebody out there is. So just a little tip about web design I wanted to throw out there for you guys this week. And I hope you're having an awesome week. and we'll continue to keep posting videos continuously. We're hoping to keep this going, and just throw out more, advice and little hot tips there, to know that you're you're on the right path for your website. All right, well, thanks to you guys for watching, and we will see you